And we're rolling. Almost said we're live. We ain't live. Day 30. Done and dusted. What is today? The 11th? I can't even remember now. 12th? 13th? Something like that. I don't have a calendar in front of me. But it's one day more than yesterday. Whatever yesterday was. So they're all starting to blend together. Absolutely no new updates. Company announced, I mentioned it yesterday, going to lay off about 17,000 people. Managers, support folks, hourly. Union update today says, that has nothing to do with us. That's all the leadership. They were probably planning that already. Making changes. We got a new CEO, so he came on about a month before the contract expired. They were also talking about, in the last, 5, 6, 7 years, how the company's just been buying back stocks to inflate the price. So they became a company of stock buybacks, not just airplane manufacturing. So, but Union, is publicly saying, hey, we're ready to talk. All you got to do is come and talk to us. And the company's saying, no, we don't want to talk. You don't like our offer. So, and you're right, we don't like your offer. We want you to come talk. That's where you find the happy ground. But nope, it's I think it's going to drag out for a while. This may be one for the record books. We'll see. I hope not, because nobody wins in a strike. Ultimately, it costs everybody, the workers, the company, you name it. Company's already another, $1 billion down for the last 30 days. I forget how many millions of dollars a day this is costing them. But no more plane deliveries and whatnot. So, but it is what it is. Oh, the joys of the labor workforce. So, but other than that, I was hoping to have a supplemental video, kind of like what I did with the Northern Lights the other night. I forget what the official name for it is, but the Comet of the Century, I suppose, is out. It's the 12th. It's October 12th. That's the date. But tonight's supposed to be the brightest it's going to be. And I think it's the closest it'll be to Earth. And it's right over there. Only problem is I got too many trees in the way. I kind of wandered around, and these trees move out of the way, and these trees move into the way. So I can't get a clear shot. And I don't know if I could see it. It would be just above the Olympic Mountains. But it's so hazy over there. Just an orange hazy, I don't think there's a fire burning, but probably just more of a marine layer fog. But yeah, I wasn't able to see it. I kind of looked through the trees. I was up on my roof, highest I could get. Just kind of scoping back and forth just to see if I could find an opening where I could spot it, but didn't work. I walked up to the park, and you get up there and you still got the trees in the way, plus more houses. So there's a couple of like 2-story townhomes up towards the park. So, but I did spend some time today, and I don't have it in front of me here. Yeah, I do. Stand by. I got this camera, the Canon SX740 MS. My eyes aren't that good and the light's low. I can't read it. It's got a 40 times zoom. This is the best zoom I have out of all my cameras. And I did play around with it. It is now linked to the phone. So I can use the phone to zoom. It turns it into a remote. So it took a while to figure out. I'm not smart with this kind of stuff. But it was kind of fighting me a little bit. But we got it squared away. It's probably a couple hours. I did it before the sun started dropping. So, but I got a couple of good shots of the moon. this camera takes good moon pictures. You can really see the detail and whatnot, but the only problem is, I'd have it on the tripod and you have to very carefully push the shutter button and not get the camera to wiggle. So I don't have very many good, clear, clean shots of the moon, but now I can. So I took a couple tonight. I'll probably throw one on the back of this since I didn't get a picture of the whatchamacallit, the comet. So, and that's also the camera that I have some other footage on that I took a few weeks ago now, of working on the car, playing around with the trucks, some different stuff. So now I need to try to figure out how to get that off the camera through the phone, and then I can upload it to the computer. Because I still can't find my card reader that I could take the card out and plug into, which would be directly attached to the computer. So, but supposedly I set it up, when I take a picture on this, it also loads it onto the camera, onto the cell phone. So we'll see how that works. But trying to play with this stuff and figure it out. Other than that, didn't really do a whole lot again today. Played around inside. It was a nice day. Chased the cats around the yard a little bit. They had a good afternoon outside. So I got one staring at me there, waiting for head scritches. I see you. Oh, now she looks away. The other one's crashed out in the back. My big kitty, Cuda, she's having some problems with her back legs. May have to, once we get back to work, get her into the vet and see what's going on. But she has never jumped, for as long as I've had her, she's never jumped up on stuff. She would always put her front claws out and she would pull herself up. And now she's having problems. She likes to drink out of the bathroom sink, and she won't even try jumping up onto the toilet seat. She goes from the floor of the toilet seat to the counter. She puts her front paws up there and meows at me, so I have to go pick her up. And then from there, she'll jump to the sink. But several times in the last week now, she's missed and didn't have enough forward momentum, so she fell into the trash can and kind of felt bad. So she's been sleeping a lot lately. I know they're both getting old. She's showing a lot of white hairs on her back too, so. But they're 16 plus. That's getting up there for a couple of cats. So, but still happy, still eating. This one, I got a storage container sitting in the front room in the kitchen there that she's kind of claimed, so I haven't moved it. I put a towel on it because she was just sleeping on top of it. So I put a towel up there so it'd be a little, keep her a little warmer, and she won't even leave that. Last night she was yowling at me because she was hungry. The cat food is 3 feet away on the floor. She won't jump onto the floor to go get the cat food. So I give them wet food in the morning, and I've been giving them a little bit more in the evening. And last night I put a half a scoop of dry in her wet food bowl. She chowed down on that, but for whatever reason, she won't go on the floor to go over to the cat food bowl. It's like, you spoiled, rotten little, so I don't know. Something psychological or whatever. Old age, senility. So, but, yep. All the things I get to use to fill up my days now, since we're just waiting to get a good contract to go back to work. So this is one of the drawbacks of being a union member. But we'll make out pretty good in the end, I think. I hope. So it's just kind of a waiting game between the workforce and the company now. So, alrighty, well, I'm going to go back and I'm going to play with some weathering on some freight cars. I still haven't, maybe I'll sand the hood and the trunk lid on that Cadillac. I haven't done that yet, and get those at least primed tonight. Tomorrow's supposed to be fairly nice. Not as sunny, but get those primed tonight and get them into paint tomorrow so I can continue on with that model. Also got to mask off the bottom of that Ford pickup and do the two-tone on it so I can finish that kit. And I've got a beautiful double-decker bus in 1/24th scale sitting in the box I spent a ton of money on earlier this year. Almost $200 for this thing. I haven't even started touching it. Kind of a craftsman style kit from Revell, 1/24th scale, I believe. So it's going to be a good sized bus. I have no idea how I'm going to display it. If I do finish it, I need to find a nice display case for it. But yeah, that's going to be a project. Of course, if I ever get my lazy button gear, and I got a 55-inch television sitting in the box right there, I need to clear out all the shelves there, put my TV stand up. The shelves are going to go right behind the kitchen table. Actually, two there and one behind the door. I've got a small, cheap one sitting there that I may relocate to a closet, or I may just toss it. If I remember right, I was doing security, and one of the businesses put that out next to the dumpster. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a cheap press board, kind of a fake oak. But I didn't have a lot of money back then, and I was looking for a little shelf, so, excuse me, on my way home from work that night, swung by in the personal car and tossed it in the trunk. Had a little bit of water damage on the very top from where the dew set, but well, I've had that for quite a few years, so don't really have any other place to put it. So, oh well, it is what it is. That's enough me yakking. I gave you 12 minutes of my life. I took 12 minutes of y'all's lives, if you watched it this far. So I'm going to shut down, get rid of this cat tube too. They're not using it anymore. Probably toss it out, do some more cleanup, and go from there. So we will see you all in the next one. Y'all be good. Hopefully you guys got to see the comet. I've never seen one. I was hoping this one would, but it's just so low on the horizon. With the mountains and all the trees around here. Maybe we'll try again tomorrow night. It was a nice clear day, but like I say, that marine layer is just kicking in, and as the sun was setting, it's just kind of an orange haze all along there. So, bummer. Alrighty, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.